charging you?
It's not that big, I'll just jump back. Ew.
10 most powerful guns in the world in action. The Chinese man who ordered the killing of over 50 million Chinese people with guns said, "Power comes from the barrel of a gun." And in case you didn't know, only slaves weren't able to own guns in the past. For self-preservation, a God-given right, guns are essential. So we have compiled the 10 most powerful guns in the world for your viewing enjoyment and common knowledge. Regardless if you're a gun advocate or just like to see them in films and video games, you'll get a thrill. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share this video. Number 10. Minigun M134.
What you're going to see Tom shoot is 1,500 rounds a minute and 3,000 rounds a minute.
The M134 minigun is an American NATO 6-barrel rotary machine gun with a high rate of fire of 2,000 to 6,000 rounds per minute. It features a Gatling-style rotating barrel assembly with an external power source, normally an electric motor. And to continue with the cinematic references, you've seen the Terminator take care of the police in the second Terminator sequel in the early 90s, as his crew destroyed the facility making Skynet with the intent to avoid Judgment Day. The mini in the name is in comparison to large caliber designs that use a rotary barrel design, such as General Electric's earlier 20mm M61 Vulcan, and gun for the use of rifle ammunition as opposed to autocannon shells. The term minigun is sometimes used loosely to refer to guns of similar rates of fire and configuration, regardless of power source and caliber. Number 9. RPG-28. The RPG-28 Kryukva is also known as Cranberry. It is a Russian handheld anti-tank rocket launcher. And we hope you love our cinematic references, especially with Batman, because we have another one. In the 2008 film, The Dark Knight, which all of us have probably seen at least twice, in Joker's pursuit to kill the Batman, Joker tries a myriad of weapons to destroy the armed vehicle he thought Batman was inside. Finally, after many failed attempts, he resorted to the rocket launcher. And for sure, Joker knows his weapons of arsenal. The RPG-30 has a 105mm tandem warhead, reckoned to be capable of penetrating over 650mm of steel armor, perfect for blowing up an armored car and causing major destruction to a vault. The RPG-28 was unveiled in 2007 at IDEX Abu Dhabi by the State Research and Production Enterprise, BASIL, as a modern anti-tank rocket launcher designed to defeat modern and future tanks, with advanced reactive and composite armor, as well as fortified infantry. Then, it was offered for export in 2008, and that's how Joker got his hands on it. Jokes aside, in 2011, the Russian government acquired it officially in 2011. Number 8. Glock 17.
That's the rough textured frame Glock 17. You know, some say this is the perfect Glock.
This original full-size piston appeared in 1981. Now it's on the 5th generation, as its success has been tremendous. It's a gun that has been durable enough to pass the decades through numerous trials across the globe, much like the 1911. Keep it in the dirt, mud, or water, and when it is retrieved, it will still function. It is 8 inches with a 17-bullet magazine. Along with its 4.5-inch barrel, it weighs 3 ounces unloaded. Its bullets are 9mm, making it easy and comfortable to manipulate. Its popular brothers are the Glock 19 and Glock 22, all of which are the preferred weapons of law enforcement in the US because they are able to take a beating and continue the job just as well. Number 7. SSK A50 JDJ.
This is a rifle manufactured by J.D. Jones, or I think his company name is SSK Industries, and it's chambered for the largest sporting purpose cartridge that's out there.
The .950 JDJ is a powerful large caliber rifle cartridge developed by American gunsmith and weapon designer J.D. Jones of SSK Industries. Known as the largest sporting rifle, J.D. Jones was given an order to create this large handheld weapon, which can shoot a massive bullet at 2,200 feet per second or 670 meters per second. It creates 28,000 foot-pounds of energy. It weighs 60 pounds, and the 950 JDJ cases are approximately 7 millimeters in length and are based on a 20 by 110 millimeter case, shortened and necked up to accept the .950 inch or 24.1 millimeter bullet. Number 6. Anzio.
But we designed these here for military application, for taking out light-skinned targets like aircraft, that kind of thing, at significantly long ranges.
It might look like a sniper rifle, but it's not. It's an anti-material weapon. Don't get it twisted and think anti-material weapon is akin to the ray guns used by the Martians in the 1996 American comic science fiction film directed by Tim Burton, which could disintegrate matter. But then again, the Onzio can destroy light vehicles and equipment and turn them into burned debris. It can use various calibers and is very powerful and accurate, able to destroy targets from 2,000 to 3,500 yards. This ultra-long-range sniper system can even bust up some tanks. So they did have their moment during World War II, stopping or busting up tanks. Just ask the Finns. Number 5. Machine gun.
In 1866, Hiram Maxim, an American engineer, tries out a rifle. It is tedious to have to reload after every shot, and his shoulder aches from the hard recoil. Maxim, who is an electrical engineering specialist, has an idea. Could the energy from the recoil be used to reload?
The introduction of the percussion cap in the 19th century led to the invention of numerous machine guns in the United States, several of which were actually employed in the American Civil War. The originals were either the cylinder or a cluster of barrels that were hand-cranked. The most successful was the Gatling gun, which is a gun type that even 8-year-old boys know and utilize in their various video games. The machine gun is an automatic weapon of small caliber that is capable of sustained rapid fire. They can shoot projectiles of 500 to 1,000 rounds per minute, and will continue to fire as long as the trigger is held back, or until the supply of ammunition is exhausted. They have profoundly altered the character of modern warfare. Number 4. Pfeiffer Zellica 600 Nitro Express Magnum.
From 1899 until 1988, the 600 Nitro Express was the largest shoulder-fired, non-military sporting weapon in the world.
The fourth entry is something that reminds you of the long barrel revolver Joker used to bring down Batman's Batwing in the 1989 movie with Jack Nicholson. But if that Joker would have had this weapon, it would have looked much more realistic to be able to shoot down a small plane. The 600 Nitro Express Zelliska revolver is an Austrian single-action revolver produced by Pfeiffer Waffen. Except for the giant 1859 22mm Remington revolver, the Zelliska may be the largest handgun in the world. It weighs a hefty 6 kilograms, which is a bit above 13 pounds. That's twice the weight of a newborn baby. And it has the length of 55 centimeters, or for our American listeners, almost 2 feet. The 600 Nitro Express Magnum revolver is a single-action 5-shot Old Western-style gun. And with its size comes strength. This revolver is stronger than a double-action revolver due to the solid base frame. Because of its size, this revolver needs to be fired in a resting position propped up on a bench clamp or small sandbags, as shown in the image below. And if you're concerned about recoil, no worries. Consequently, the weight of the gun absorbs the violent recoil. If you're a collector of guns, you can purchase one for about $17,000. Number 3. Thunder 50 BMG.
Woo! That was just barely in front of...
It may look like the favorite gun of Han Solo from Star Wars, but it doesn't shoot lasers at all. It shoots large caliber bullets with 10,000 and 15,000 pounds of force. The Thunder was first revealed at the 2004 SHOT Show, along with a few videos, produced by Triple Action LLC of Logan, Utah. Triple Action looked for a production company to license the design. But this cannon of a gun never entered mass production, and Triple Action soon disappeared from the market entirely. This single-shot handgun, loaded through a scissor breech in the back of the gun, has a massive muzzle brake mounted on the barrel, which provides some recoil reduction. It would surely need some specific recoil reduction measures, and it has been patented as nitrogen recoil controller was implemented into the gun to further reduce the massive recoil. Most people can't imagine why anyone would build a handgun that fires .50 BMG, machine gun caliber, even if it was neck down, to fire .223 bullets. Others said they were kicked back 1 or even 2 meters after firing the weapon, and even breaking their wrist bone after firing 10 shots. Number 2. AA-12 Sledgehammer. You've probably seen the AA-12 Sledgehammer in action movies, mainly Sylvester Stallone's Expendables, as the hero Hail Caesar, played by Terry Crews, destroyed squads of enemy soldiers, vehicles, and towers. Fed from a 20-round drum magazine, The AA-12 uses a gas-operated, long-strong piston design to provide reliable and consistent functionality, no matter the firing conditions. Whether for self-defense, agency operations, or target shooting on the range, the AA-12 will instill confidence that you have enough firepower to completely destroy the target, let alone intimidate. This closed-bolt semi or automatic shotgun has a barrel length of 18.25 inches, weighs 10.5 pounds, and has mostly been sold to military and law enforcement markets. When Recoil magazine featured the AA-12 sledgehammer, they called it a drool-worthy unobtainium. But now, it isn't so much unobtainable as it comes in semi-automatic civilian variant. Number 1. Punt gun.
But it was his huge punt gun from the 19th century, used for wildfowling, that impressed me.
Oh yeah.
God, I want one of these.
When you fire it, the boat goes back about 20 yards.
Essentially, guns are tools. People must eat, and guns help them get that meat. So throughout history, people have been trying to make bigger and better weapons in the hopes that more size will yield more power, thus more food and money. As for the punt gun, the result is a comically large weapon proved to be too efficient, as it would fire over a pound of ammunition at once, which would easily kill about 50 waterfowl birds with one squeeze of the trigger. This is a cartoonish looking gun that was 8 feet long and proved to be too good for its own good, as it almost decimated America's duck population. It was invented in the 1800s for the huge demand of duck meat and feathers. The other problem with the punt gun was that even though it was overly effective, it was too big for one hunter to use by himself. Hunters had to invest in boats that could hold the weight and size of the gun, known as punts. Punt boats were long and slender, with enough room inside for one gun and one man. And these punt guns were so powerful that, when fired, the boat would actually be blown back several feet. Don't you just love guns? Leave your thoughts about your favorites in the comment section, as well as some guns that you think should be on the list. And as usual, be sure to hit that like button, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell.